channel. So yes, I still sound quite sick. I think I sound worse than I feel. I don't really know, but I'm back. And today we are here. You are going to help me decide which Pan Nat palette I'm going to do next year. I've decided I only want to do one palette for next year. This year I've been doing 2 palettes and it's been fine. It made sense for the 2 palettes that I had rolled in, but for next year I think I just want to concentrate on just one palette. I think it will be less overwhelming for me, and based on the palettes that I have picked in front of me as options, I think it makes the most sense. So there's a few wild cards in here. Definitely, I think some of them you might be like, really gonna want to do that? But obviously it's up to you. So I've done this the last few years now where I've put together a bunch of palettes, and then in the comments below on this video, you let me know what's your Pan Nat palette option, like nominee, right? And then I also will do a community post as well, and I will just count up what you guys vote for. You can vote for multiple palettes. You could do like 1, I want this one, 2, I want that one, and they will count as a vote. But I just think it's really fun. I've done this, yeah, like I said, a couple years, and I would really like to know which palette you want me to work on next year, if any of these. So my ears are completely blocked. I don't know if I'm loud or if I'm super quiet. I sound horrendous at the moment, but anyway, let's just get on to the options. Okay, so option number 1, so option number 1 is going to be my Cosmic Beauty Muse palette. I have a feeling that a lot of you are going to vote for this one. I was not going to roll this one in. This is the last one that I put in the mix, but I thought, you know what? The reason that I want to pick a palette that is kind of like this is because it has options. I do have some other palettes in this list that are a little bit one-dimensional. They're maybe more neutral, but if you pick a palette like this, if I don't want to go neutral, I don't have to go neutral. If I don't want to go green, I can go something else. So I think because it has variety, because I know I really like Cosmic Beauty formula, and I've grown to really enjoy this palette. At first, I was kind of massively disappointed in it, but I've grown to really, really enjoy it. So this is palette number 1 as an option, Muse by Cosmic Beauty. And I think I would actually have a lot of fun with it. It does make me a little bit hesitant to roll this one in, I'm not gonna lie, but I had a thought, like I looked at all of these and I thought, if any of these actually win, am I going to be disappointed on working on it? And I would not be disappointed on working on this for the year. So if you guys all want me to work on this, I will. But that is the first option. Okay, next one is a palette that I have always rolled in and it has never won. It is the Huda Beauty Mercury Retrograde. I love this palette and I've had it for a long time, but it still feels quite unused, particularly in most of the shades there. But you know, this is a fan favorite. Most people know this palette really well. Mine just is something that I really like going into, but it's never really been in a project where I've had to go into a lot of shades all at once. So I figured let's roll it into a Pan Nat palette again, see if it's chosen. Again, I feel like this has somewhat of a variety, but it is more on the neutral leaning side, and it has the mauve shades as well, which I do consider more neutral. But obviously you do have the pops of color. The pops of color in this palette in particular are not ones that I love. I do like the haze shade, but I think some of these others, they're more like those gritty shades. They're not super popular for me, but if this is chosen, I would be happy. So yeah, this is option number 2 if you want it. Then I thought I'd roll in something a little bit smaller. I'm going to roll in the Let's Get Nude from GlossGods. It's the only GlossGods I want to roll in at this point. This is a little bit more warmer, and this is one of the palettes where I just feel like it's more neutral. But I did use this the other day, and it reminded me how gorgeous this palette is. And if I had to work on it for the year, I don't think I would hate it. I thought maybe by the end of the year I would be getting sick of it, but I think it's decent enough. The quality and the formula is good enough that I would be happy to wear this on my eyes for the year. So yeah, this is an option. Doesn't have the variety though that the other 2 have. I mean, obviously I have more mauves, but it is more of a neutral mauve leaning palette, and it is much more warm than anything else so far. Okay, next up, another neutral one, another Cosmic Beauty. This is the Nudetrals. Now, this one I feel like was a no-brainer. I actually wore this today, and I don't know, there's just something about it where I just think, you know what, if I had to work on that for the year, that would be absolutely fine. This one and the Let's Get Nude give me similar vibes. They're both quite warm tone, but they both have really pretty shades and good mattes in them, so I wouldn't mind working on them for the full year. And they'd just be the type of palette where, you know, if I don't know what I want to do for that day, I could just do a neutral look and I could go into this one. It would be absolutely fine. It does have variety though. It has the sort of rustic orange yellows, and then also you can do a little bit of green. So it has a little bit more than the Let's Get Nude, but also more shades as well. So you have to bear that in mind. I do have one pan in here already, but otherwise I do think this would be a good contender for a pan that palette. So let me know, do you want it? So this is the neutrals. Yeah, we'll just keep on moving on. All right, so I have two more because I didn't want to do a huge long list for this video. I just wanted to kind of keep it narrowed down because I want to make sure that whatever you pick, whichever gets the most votes, I would be happy with. These two are wild cards in the fact that they are quite colorful and they're also quite big as well. So no, don't worry, it's not like Beauty Bay or anything. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that to myself. But having said that, I think these would be a lot of fun to do for next year. And this year I've done a lot of, you know, just neutral looks. I've had, like, my Shadow Kiss is a very cool tone neutral palette, and then also the Naughty Nude from Huda Beauty I would consider a very, you know, everyday neutral look, although it's obviously more pinks and mauves. So the fact that I want to roll in two kind of wild card palettes, just being that they are more colorful, I think it just, I don't know, I might regret it, but we're going to do it anyway. So the first one is actually the Aurora Struck from ColourPop. This is the new and improved version that I created with a bunch of other different ColourPop singles that I did just recently, like a month ago. I did a video where I rearranged them. And I think that this would be fun to roll in. This could potentially end up, if I rolled this in as a pan that palette, it could end up being more of a companion palette to anything else that I'm working on. That's the only hesitation that I have towards this, because a lot of these shades I use as companion shades, but I could definitely do looks with this palette. And if I just wanted to do neutral look, I have all the neutrals right here. And then you have these gorgeous, brighter shimmers. You have the blues that I have been really enjoying this year. We have greens, we have yellows, orange, peach, purple, pink. We have everything in here. So when I talk about wanting variety, this could be it. So I don't know. Do you want to vote for a wild card? I don't mind, honestly. I wouldn't mind having a little bit of fun next year with color. I think I have worn a lot less color this year, but having said that, again, I might regret it. This next one is more of a wild card, just simply because it's a palette that I generally try to avoid on my channel. And so just putting it as a pan that palette option, you may all like hate that idea. But it's because of the brand and everything. But I have the Flower Moon from Ensley Rain, and I really like this palette, and I really love the formula. And it's not like I want to go and promote the brand heavily on my channel all that much, but I spent a pretty penny on this palette, and to roll it in as a pan that palette option, I think would be a really good idea for me, but maybe it wouldn't be. So, you know, you guys are going to vote for what you want. This one has all the shimmers that I could live for. The only thing is that I was looking at this, and yes, it has all those gorgeous shimmers, but it doesn't have very light, bright mattes. So there is something there to be said. However, I think I would have a lot of fun with this. It has a lot of different colors and shades and tones, and it's just those shimmers that I'm kind of like, oh, I just want to keep going into them, and I like have an excuse to go into them. But maybe I could roll this into a different project if it's not rolled in as my pan that palette. It would be fine. It wouldn't be the end of the world, but I just wanted to add it in as like a wild card as well. You know, we've got the Aurora Struck with all the colors, and then we have this one, which might be a little bit iffy for everyone. Also, it might be a little bit tricky for me to do as a pan that palette, to be honest. There's a lot of shades in here, not many mattes, and I don't know. What I've noticed in my pan that palettes, I generally, aside from the Urban Decay one where it had mostly all shimmers, but this year I really enjoyed hitting pan on mattes in my Pan That palette and not necessarily the shimmers, but it might just be because they're Huda Beauty shimmers and they're Alter Ego shimmers, which are harder to hit pan on for me personally, whereas they might be easier with some other brands. So those are all of my options. We'll just go through them really quickly again. The Flower Moon from Ensley Rain, my new and improved Aurora Struck from Colourpop, Cosmic Beauty Nudetrals, the GlossGods Let's Get Nude palette, Huda Beauty Mercury Retrograde, and then also Cosmic Beauty Muse. I'm very, very excited, very curious about what's going to be voted because I did not expect the Naughty Nude to win last year, so I don't know, I think it'll be really interesting. So I'm going to open the votes. Get voting now. Let me know what you want me to work on next year. And quite frankly, if you don't want me to work on any of these, I'm sorry. I was looking at all the rest of my palettes in my collection and I didn't really want to work on them. I think these I'm pretty happy with, but let's hope they don't change my mind in like 2 months and then I'm stuck with a palette that I hate. But that hopefully should not happen. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you'd like to, and I will see you in my next video. Hopefully I will be posting a little bit more. As you can still obviously hear, I'm quite ill, but it's like all in my head now, you know, it's like all in my sinuses. So like the rest of me, I feel like is okay. It's just like I've got like this massive sort of head flu now, which is wonderful. Great for the body. Anyway, thank you so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye.